Who am I? I was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. It was in physics on radiation, a big surprise. I won my second Nobel in 1911. Only person to win in 2 different areas since God made heaven. My name is Marie Curie, and I had a great marriage. My husband was Pierre, and he was run over by a horse and carriage. We had 2 daughters, Irene and Eve. Pierre and I won the first Nobel in 1903. This helped me believe. I broke down barriers for women in science. I taught my daughters independence and self-reliance. During World War I developed portable X-rays. Over 1 million soldiers saved from death stays. I opened the Radium Institute in 1932. My family won 7. I said 7 Nobels. What a slew. That means a lot. In the Pantheon, Pierre and I are interred. Giving my prizes to my schools, selflessness is inferred.
Yeah, let's go.
That was awesome. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Irish Insight, episode 8. Today we are joined by Mrs. B. My name is Jack.
I'm Jolie.
And I'm Ethan.
And a little bit about Mrs. B. She grew up in Missouri. She got her bachelor's degree in science at the Texas State University.
No, that was science, not silence, right? What did you say, science?
I messed up.
You know, there's nothing silent over here, right? I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. She got her master's in science at Texas A&M. She got her education leadership certification at Bradley. She started teaching in 1990. She's a big shell collector and, believe it or not, was ranked 9th in the U.S. for girls under 18 table tennis when she was 14. Everybody welcome Mrs. B.
Yeah.
I got worn out just hearing all that.
I know, isn't that great?
Ooh.
Good accomplishments.
I do want to say something about table tennis, if I can.
Of
course,
please.
Of course.
And I, it was really, first of all, thank you for having me, because I went down memory lane in the last week because I have been so blessed in my life. And you all are a part of that, because my last 4 years here have been epic.
Good.
I'm glad.
I am going to miss everyone. I am retiring at the end of this year, but I'm
Likewise.
not quitting. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Right.
Quitting means I couldn't stand it here. That is not the case. Every day I left, as I was walking out, I said, thank you, Lord, for putting me at PND. At least I had 4 good years teaching.
Right. Yeah. We're glad to hear it, yeah. Jack and I were with you for 3 of them, too, eh?
And
Yeah.
Now, let's not go about last year, but they were 3 mostly good years. Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And what teacher gets someone 3 years in a row, too? That was magical.
Lucky, yeah.
Yeah, that was magical. So
Magical.
I just think I've been blessed to be here. And
We've been blessed to have you.
And
yeah.
thank you for, amusing me with my dalliances into liking to rap and pretend I was somebody.
Yeah, how
at
about
one
that
time.
rap? That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Well, I started my first one, as I mentioned, when I was at Praise and Leadership Academy. I did a bacteriophage, and I had a mask on. I jumped in from the hallway.
A what?
Everyone screamed.
What is it? What is
you
that?
remember those?
Oh,
you
sure.
remember those? The virus that infects
Right.
the bacterium.
Yes.
Yeah,
How
you
could you
remember
forget?
How could I forget?
Anyway, they screamed and they loved it, and it was a great way to get their attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, they were middle schoolers, but it was very effective. And I thought, keep it up. So I did, I added a new one each year. And last year was Marie Curie that I added, and so that was, she is my favorite scientist. So
That's awesome.
Miss Anton asked about, well, tell your favorite scientist. It's definitely Marie Curie. And she fought against sexism. And her husband, I know it was awful that he got run over by a carriage,
was, yeah.
but that's true life. But
Yeah.
she went on without him. She had 2 daughters. The rest of the family got more Nobel Prizes.
Wow.
I mean,
Very resilient.
really exceptional person. And she gave most of her prize money back to her schools. That's why I said that, I mean, selfless, you know, and you know, a lot of people don't do that. I
Right.
mean, you know, it's like, I won something. I'm going to buy a new jet or something.
Yeah.
Not her. Not
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
So I love that I can pretend for a couple hours that I, you know, did some science, but I really haven't. I just talk about science.
Yeah.
So, but the students are what excites me about science and having that aha moment with them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think,
cool.
I think the raps are really good because like sometimes you go into classes and you're tired, but when your teacher starts rapping and she has a costume on, like,
top
you're
of the
like,
desk.
Whoa,
Yeah,
I'm paying
seriously.
attention to it. It's
know.
awesome.
Yeah.
I did want to say I started by I'm sorry, you know, I go off on tangents, but I did want to say about table tennis
okay.
so I didn't forget. So we were sitting in the pews at church, and my dad showed the brochure on the back, and it said table tennis was meeting at our gym at our church. And my older brother, he could drive, fortunately. And I have to say, I lost him 2 years ago, and it was worse for me than even my parents because this was my brother who played with me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Not many brothers that are 5 years older will play with a younger kid sister. He was an exceptional human being.
Our
and
condolences. Yeah.
yeah, it was rough, but you know, you try to hit his 2 sons. He, you know, lives on in them, and they're exceptional. His daughter-in-law, exceptional people. I love visiting with them. But table tennis taught me. I was skinny and dorky, and it was all boys there. I was the only girl. Finally, another girl came in after 2 years, but I was by myself as far as the girls go. And all I wanted to do is beat the boys, you know? And when I did, they stopped calling me names, you know, except like winner, maybe, you know.
yourself.
Right, right.
Yeah. And it was like, it gave me confidence. Had my brother not done that, and he practiced with me at home.
Yeah.
And I got where we were equal. We could play together. And, you know, and I got a lot of notoriety. And he got... Not too many people are going to put up with a sibling. They're talking about everything. But I had to decide between table tennis and basketball. Not too many table tennis scholarships in this country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went with basketball, not because my dad didn't have the money. I wanted to do something for my parents, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have
awesome.
any cash when you're 17 or 18. So I thought, if I could get a scholarship, wouldn't that be nice that my dad wouldn't have to pay for something for
Yeah.
once?
Yeah.
And so I played basketball. I did get a scholarship, to make a long story short.
Where did you end up going?
Mizzou, right?
No, I did not go to Mizzou. My brothers and sister went there. I wanted to go somewhere else. Now, I did have an offer from them, but I went up to Culver Stockton. My dad, not a great piece of advice, said, be a big fish in a little pond. The pond was so small, it just dried up as far as I was concerned. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did start as a freshman. I was the only freshman starter. That was my goal. And so I was out there, you know, and sweating and everything.
Yeah.
I transferred. I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Yeah.
I had a friend. She was a swimmer. She was going to Texas State. She said, hey, they got a sports medicine program down here. I packed my bags. I was there. I finished the year. You know, you got to finish the year.
Yeah.
Don't transfer when you don't get credits. You know how that is. No fun at all. But I couldn't wait to get out of there. So I wanted to go as far away as possible. You know, 17 hours away in San Marcos. Beautiful. River running through. We went, you know, tubing along there. We went to class, though. I always went to class, but it was beautiful. I loved it. I have friends from that era of college because I was in the sports medicine program. There were only 4 of us. We were tight, you know. We were very tight. And it was just, and tight means good now, right? Still? They haven't changed that one.
Good
Okay,
friends,
thank goodness.
Very close.
I
yeah.
got to check on some of these words
I know,
sometimes.
I know.
But I have been blessed. I was telling the kids earlier, be ready. You know, there's going to be some bad things that happen. But the Christians are going to say, God help me and show me what to do, right? And I did that. You know, I was so mad about this lady being an alcoholic. What was I going to do then, you know?
Right.
And God just, you know, I think this gal called me up. Hey, you still going to school up there? What are the chances of that? You know what I mean? Those things can only be God's doing. And he saved me, as always.
That's awesome.
You know? And I had I really loved it down there.
Good.
We were national champions. It was Division II. I worked football, you know, the football players. You know, in college, you just got to be careful. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love jocks, you know. I was one, but then you didn't have time to be a jock anymore. It was all sports medicine. So it's okay. I didn't play basketball after that. It was very hard for me to watch, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to be out there, you know. And so it's okay, though. There was no WNBA, you know? It doesn't pay enough now. You know what I mean? So you have to change your thinking sometimes. Yeah. And that's my one suggestion to everybody. Be open to what the Lord brings to you, because right now you may not know what that is.
Right.
Yeah. You're in college, you still may not know there might be some changes. I had a lot of them, but I was a better, stronger person for it. And first thank God, then thank your family, you know, because I had a great family growing up, I'll tell you. It makes a difference. Not everybody has a great family. Can you still survive? You can. Look for those teachers, those preachers. That was a rhyme on purpose, you know. And they'll help you. My number one piece of advice, I wrote this on my sheet. People don't ask adults enough questions in class and out of class. Well, how did you do that? And I didn't ask enough questions in college, so I learned this after. So in high school, start asking more questions. Well, what did you mean, Mrs. B, about that? You know, no, if somebody laughs, you know, I'll get on them.
Yeah.
I mean, the questions is when you really learn. It's that deeper understanding.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I tell you, Jack grew not just tall in my class, but his maturity from freshman year to junior year. He gave some dynamite presentations that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
the presentations.
Freshman year, not so much. He taught me about how much water is make to dye garments, right?
Oh, yeah. Me and Braden.
I still remember that. Yeah.
Remember that.
Oh my gosh! And so, don't think that the adults aren't going to learn from you all too, but be open to learning new things and asking questions. You've got to ask questions.
Dig deeper, yeah.
And, you know, you have a lot of great experiences in life. I mean, just because of your family. I got to tell you, my husband went in the shower and your grandpa was in there singing.
What? Where? Oh.
You know he sang.
How long
right?
ago was this? Yeah.
Well, probably in the 80s.
A while ago, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In the 80s. Yeah. And anyway, because I mean,
sounds about right.
My husband knew his voice, but you know, in the shower it's a little awkward. But that's my good story about your family.
Didn't they all, right?
But he was a great man.
Thank you. Yeah, I still meet people, and people say, "Oh, your grandpa. Oh, yeah, he sang at my wedding. Oh, yeah, you know, he sold my house. Yeah, all this great stuff.
All
Managed
this
my
stuff.
building. Yeah.
No pressure on you.
Right.
Or
I know. Right? Isn't that
but
terrible? No, and they make it worse. Like they say, the third generation is the one that crashes the plane. But I'm gonna break the stereotype. So
my plane story, real quick. I got a little pin right here. Right.
I see. I was wondering what that was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I flew single engine planes.
Yeah.
My dad had two planes. I flew one. But the best story about that.
Right.
So. You know, again, you get some advantages if your dads do great things.
Yeah.
My dad, he was very successful in business. He came back from the war, started a business with two guys that he met in the war.
Wow.
Greatest generation my parents were in. They're almost dead.
Yeah. I could agree with that. Yeah.
I got to fly planes because my dad had them, and he paid for everything. That's the best part, isn't it?
Right?
But my mom, she was getting her license too. She
Okay.
was my age. 64. She was up there flying. It was her first solo.
Wow.
And Her engine died.
Oh, no.
There's
Oh, no.
only one. That's why amazingly they're called single engine planes.
Oh,
single
I get
propulsion.
it. Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
she knew it
That's
was
terrible.
dead because, it sounds no noise. And she's like, my dad was on the ground. She goes, I know your dad was down there, and I did not want him to see me die. And she said, I was going to land that plane. And she did.
Oh
What?
my god.
And,
Wow.
they do glide. Thankfully,
Yeah.
planes glide.
Yeah.
Remember that. Helicopters don't.
Oh, I know.
This
I know.
one is in helicopters,
Oh,
not
no.
me.
You're
not
scaring
me.
me. I know, you're
I
always
am
warning me about
scared
helicopters.
of helicopters.
Yeah.
I am scared.
Still?
Oh, I am not ever going up
Even
in
after
one.
my presentations about the helicopters?
It was a great presentation.
Thank you.
He is a presenter, isn't he, Jack?
Yeah, he's a great presenter.
He
you,
is.
guys.
He's going to be
A long
city
one, but-
city council leader.
Maybe
all
president.
this stuff. Maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Huh?
Shooting for the stars, Ethan.
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
But
you know
I
it.
loved flying. My parents gave me great opportunities, horseback riding,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. And now what's that mean?
No, you just, we'll get there. We'll get
Oh,
there.
the
Yeah.
snacks.
The snacks.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
yeah.
said I would eat them, but it depends on, can't be too sugary.
No. So I know you. I did an organic Mediterranean, just our diets.
Isn't this fun how
Yeah.
the students get to know you, Mr. Santon? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just precious. It's
Should
precious.
Well,
should we go to?
Yeah, let's get there.
Snacks.
But can someone deliver it, please? But while we're there, did you ever almost crash?
My first solo landing was called a hard landing.
Oh, boy.
I broke the
Oh,
nose.
I know hard landings.
No,
Oh, boy.
it wasn't a crash. Hard landing.
No.
It broke the nose wheel. Dad said, "No problem. I've got one at the the warehouse."
Right. No problem.
They
Yeah.
didn't
you
even
feel
have to
better.
write it
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
hey, that's good. At least you didn't crash the plane.
Did not
'Cause,
crash.
you know,
it.
you can you gotta
hard landing.
You have to
hard
You
landing.
have to learn somehow, right?
You have to learn.
You have to learn from your mistakes.
I haven't flown I don't fly, but
Well,
it's sometimes it's a little
I
nervous,
just want you.
in the
I
back
wa-
there.
it
yeah.
is nervous, but
You know.
but it's exciting nervous.
yeah.
So like when I come into PND in the morning, isn't it exciting nervous?
It is. One time I was getting off and
The plane?
No,
Or the
it was a helicopter.
Okay, here
And
we go.
The pilot is out, so he gets out, he opens the door, and just absolutely drenched in sweat. And there wasn't hot outside, there was no sun. It's like the sun's down practically, and he was drenched, and that was a bumpy flight. That's a little scary.
gosh.
That was really scary.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Remember Kobe?
Oh, I know.
That's why I'm
Tragic.
not going up.
All right, we got snack talk today. So,
All right.
snack talk is our you could call it annual segment. So we do it every time. Today we've brought. So I'm Lebanese, as you may or may not know.
Oh, everybody knows that. I mean, the
I
Lebanese
hope-
are
I
famous
know.
in Peoria.
Right,
Come on now.
I hope it's because of the tan and the last name.
And singing.
Not a bad
and
reputation. Right, the singing. Yeah.
The singing.
Right.
All the good food.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So-
learned that. It took me a year when I
Yeah.
got here, but I learned pretty quick.
So what we've got today, we have what's called grape leaves. So I don't know if you've had them before. Have you had those?
No.
So they take the
Yum.
the leaf of the grapevine. So it's green, it's beautiful color, and they take it and they add rice and meat to All right, guys. All right, we're back with Snack Talk. So we've got some new people on, Jacqueline and Maddie. So today they're a little scared. I'm not scared because I eat these all the time. So these are grape leaves.
Scared of the food. I thought maybe
Yeah.
it was the crazy lady.
No. Of course
JJ,
not.
JJ knows
No,
me
she
pretty
knows you.
well.
I know you.
Yeah.
I know you very well.
I know.
I'd
we
like to
we
say.
go back. We were we were advisory buds.
Oh.
2 years in a row.
I
Wow.
know. Oh, I love that. I was really crushed when we changed it up a little
Yeah.
bit, but it's worked out.
I mean,
but
I'm just down the
still-
hallway.
I know.
You
I
can always
still
come say
miss
hi.
you.
I miss
Yeah.
you too.
I do like your brother though too.
He's all right.
He's good in class.
Yeah.
He is. It's
Okay.
a good family.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna eat the mic. Oh, a producer is saying eat the mic. Well, we're gonna eat the food too, so
Yes,
don't
I
fill
don't
up on
want
the
to get
mic. Yeah.
you know. So when I think of green, remember that's photosynthetic
that's right,
things.
that's right.
So,
So this is a very, very plant
You
green.
go
So it's beautiful.
first.
Thank you. So yeah, you guys, we're all gonna grab one here. So this is grape leaf. You wanna? Yeah, let's zoom in on that. Not my face, the grape leaf.
are you gonna have one, JJ?
Oh,
they're
yeah,
all they
yeah.
have to.
Okay.
Okay.
You just want to pass the bucket. The bucket.
So
Grape
I just want you guys to have an
I
open
got a
mind.
wild one.
So that one wasn't. That was a. This is they're supposed to make them tight like this. That's keep it all inside, but.
We won't talk about that, but I'll make it a little.
There you go. You
more
fixed
squished
it. There
in.
you go.
Okay.
So I didn't make these. I didn't have enough time. But okay, we're gonna do 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna take a bite. All right, 3, 2, 1. So good.
So good. So good. So good.
Thoughts?
So good.
That's disgusting.
You like it, Ms. B?
I'm still letting it soak in. I mean, I guess because it sort of looks like my dog's morning ritual, and it's kind of hard for me, but I'm keeping that thought out of my mind. I think it has flavors I've never tasted before, and I always like new things.
Yeah, me too.
So I am going to take another bite
Good.
just
Yeah, me too. I'm
to
gonna finish
show
that.
you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I can.
Do you like it?
The second bite's better. Second bite is
You
better.
guys gonna finish?
Okay.
No.
No. What do you rate that, Mrs. B?
What's our scale? What's
One
our
to
scale?
10.
1 to 10?
1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
Well, okay, I got to remember that Ethan brought them.
That gives extra.
That gives some
Right,
points.
right.
That gives some points. I'll have to go with a 6.5.
Really?
Okay.
If someone else brought them, it'd be under 5.
Really?
A taste
Just
of
me.
it, but don't tell anybody. Shh. What do you rate it?
I
guys?
would give this a 1
I agree.
If you could give it a 0, would you give it a 0?
yes.
Yes.
A negative.
in a heartbeat.
Wow.
I feel like the flavors just
Effie and I are
contrast.
offended. Effie and I are offended.
I feel like it could have been good. It had a lot of potential. It's just not
It's
what I was
slimy.
Yeah.
You don't. Okay.
And it's not appetizing.
It's okay. So they're actually delicious.
Not a lot of sugar.
No,
so
no,
I'm
they're
happy.
so healthy too. I give it an 11 out of 10. I give it an 11.
Thank you, Matthew.
I'm all about the health food, so that might have sugar though. You might want to watch out.
Well, I'm not a coffee drinker.
You're gonna get a glucose spike.
Am I supposed to put that in there? Like it's a cigar and coffee? No. Okay. Thank you. You
Mrs.
guys
B.
are so sweet.
Yeah. Mrs. B, what do you know about the glucose
it's
spikes?
okay. Most people drink coffee. I'm just a tea drinker. I don't know. What do I know about what?
The glucose spikes? Do you ever read about that? I read a book about that. About
you did?
eating.
You
yeah.
read the whole book, Ethan? I'm
Yeah.
kind of surprised
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. All right.
You like the Cliff version notes better.
Right. Yeah. It's more efficient. My
I'm
time
not
is very
telling
valuable.
anybody. It's
Yeah.
our secret.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know how you knew that, but.
But great note taker. Great
thank
at
you.
taking notes.
Thank you.
I mean, he knows what's important in life, and that is a skill, my friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Know what's important.
We got it.
He knows.
Thank you. All right. So this is Snack Talk. Thanks for watching, guys.
Do we
now
have
we're
a
gonna
snack trash can?
your mouth. It's supposed to. You're supposed
no.
to finish it.
We can throw it away.
No, we can.
No,
get,
no.
So,
Remember all the hungry kids in Africa?
Right,
I don't think
Maddie,
I can.
Jacqueline, finish up, guys. Finish up. Finish up, guys. Come on.
Ethan almost made them,
I almost
so-
made them. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna bring Jack and Jolie back on the podcast. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks
Jolie.
for
I hope you
having
guys
us.
enjoy- All right, we're back from Snack Talk. Some speed round questions with Mrs. B here. So, Jolie, you want to go with the first?
Yes, the first question we have is, what's your favorite job you've had?
As far as teaching goes, it's PND hands down. But I also had I worked at a publishing company. I would go around and help the teachers use our technology. I know. Can you imagine me helping people with technology? That's a laugh. But it was simpler then. We had CDs. Oh, they worked. They worked well. I didn't have to search for them. But I got to help it. One guy said to me, "You saved my marriage by showing us how to make these tests really fast." That was something
Wow.
fun. You don't hear that every day.
You're saints.
But anyway, so teaching, definitely PND.
That's awesome. Okay, good to hear. Why did you get a tortoise?
Well, he was donated. And actually, Mr. Conley asked me, I've got some friends that want to not get rid of him, but they had a baby,
Sure.
they had a cat, they'd had him for 8 years, and they wanted to donate him if we wanted to take him. I said, absolutely. And Boris is, he's a lover. He's a lover.
Good.
Aw.
People come in just to see. They don't talk to me. They just come in to see Boris. He's a star.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you kind of already answered this question, but out of all the sports you played, what was your favorite?
Well, table tennis was just because of what it did for me. But, when I quit playing, then, basketball was my favorite while I was playing it. And now my lifelong sport is just tennis. And I'm hoping in my retirement I get to get back and play a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I did have a championship of mixed doubles in 2008 for state of Illinois. So that was pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just stood back and let my partner hit them all. No, I wouldn't have done that.
Other way around, right?
That's right. I hogged them.
Me too the other day. I beat Richwoods.
Yes,
Yeah,
single-handedly.
Well, it was doubles, but it was single-handedly. Maybe we should cut that. Okay, do you have any crazy travel stories?
I was going north on I-95. Very busy. It's scary. Most of the time, my hand was clutched to the steering wheel. I'm going along. All of a sudden, cars are coming at me.
Oh my god.
Never seen that on an interstate, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what do? You got to turn around. I mean, they weren't going full speed, but you could you saw everybody turning around. I've never seen that on the interstate since, and it was scary. It was scary because then you're facing people, and they've got that look in their eye.
Why were they turning around?
Yeah, did you ever?
It was something, I don't know, something they've
Far
been
up?
waiting way too long, and they said, we're out of here.
see.
Oh my gosh, that's
Who
like
does that?
crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Saying.
All right. Our last question for you is, what is your favorite teaching stories?
I think my favorite is I had my son in 6th grade, right? Now, that was at Praise and Leadership Academy. It closed, became a Peoria Academy. We were dissecting hearts. You know how I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
My son is in the class.
Uh-huh.
He runs to the restroom. They said, Mrs. B, I don't think he's going to be a doctor. I said, looks like he isn't. Not that I had big plans for
Yeah.
him. I thought he was going to be an architect. Well, he is a doctor to this day.
Really?
Wow.
A very not famous, but he's a very great doctor. He's a
Yeah.
rheumatologist.
Wow.
And my story, the reason I tell you this is things change. When you're in a middle school or high school, you don't know what the Lord's going to bring you.
Right.
And he took an anatomy class in his senior year in high school. He came home and said, I'm going to be a doctor. I said, do you not remember 6th grade? You don't like the sight of blood. He goes, I've changed, and I'm going to be a doctor. And he is a fine one, I must say. And that's the beauty of the things that can happen to you. I wasn't even pushing it. I wanted to be a doctor when we first came here, but they didn't have the med school here at Peoria. You had to go all the way over to Champaign your first year. Your second year, you might get stuck in Rockford. Ugh. But my husband goes, you can't leave me with an 18-month-old. That was Nick, And so I didn't. But, it's... He got to go, and his wife is a pediatrician. So my grandkids are in good hands. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And so sometimes even your plans get changed. And be open to change. Be ready, because sometimes bad things happen, and you don't know what's going to happen. And God has a purpose.
Yeah.
I tell you what, my brother lost his wife and daughter in a car wreck, and that's why, in class I talk about don't drink and drive and all that stuff. They weren't drinking or driving. A truck hit them from behind, and they hit a tree. You can't even imagine those types of things, and I don't know how my brother survived through that.
It's terrible.
But you do, and you have to go on.
Yeah.
And do I know the reason for that? No, I'm going to ask when I get to the place that can answer those questions, but some of those things are not for us to know.
Yeah.
But hold on to the good things. Hold on to your family members that have made you who you are. Remember them. Keep your friends from high school close. Keep those people, because they're not going to come along. College is tough with friends. It really is. So keep the people that you get along with. Mrs. Keegan found Mr. Keegan in high school,
Really?
and they've been married
Wow.
for many years.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find
Wow.
this is the only high school that happens that I can still say is true, that true love can be found at PND. So that's a possibility.
Sure.
I didn't hardly date in high school. Too busy,
Fine.
you
Yeah.
know. You don't have to, but keep your options open. And all of you are good young people. Do the
Thank
right
you.
things. Help others out. Be a Marie Curie who was selflessness.
Yeah.
Something like that. And most of all, I want to say thank you to all of you for being who you are and true to the Lord and true to the PND, what we're trying to accomplish, because you are. And I want you to keep that up when you're somewhere else, because there will be, others to help you. There's Campus Crusade for Christ and all those places. Be in those places. It's really important because a lot of kids get away from the Lord in college, and we don't want that happening to any of you.
Yeah. I agree.
Go to U of I, and we know who's there will help you, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. B. We
Thank
just have
you.
one last thing for you. If you were to pass this along, the microphone, the interview seat, to anyone, who would it be?
I'm going to pass it to Mrs. Gersh. She is hilarious and
She is.
a fabulous, fabulous teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Mrs. B,
Thank
it's
you,
been a
Mrs.
pleasure.
B.
Thank you
you
so
for
much for
coming
coming
on.
on the
Yes, thank you
podcast.
so
We had a
much.
blast. Thank you.
Yes.